1. Welcome to 30-Minute Reviews. I'm Adam. And we're doing this week, aren't we? Or he left the
Hello.
conversation.
Oh, that was you froze.
Oh, well, there we go.
It's,
I was like, oh, this is going to be the week he does it, and he doesn't say anything until I start
nope,
talking.
I heard, hi, welcome to 30-Minute Reviews. I'm Adam. And then it just stopped.
I was like, oh, this is going to be this week now, isn't it?
And I was looking at something else. So then.
Yeah, that's what I was doing too. I had it open to, actually start recording, and I wasn't looking at what was presently happening in the video chat. I need another monitor. I think that'll solve this problem. That way I can put the monitor of you here, so you can look at yourself while it's recording. So
Thank you.
looking in a mirror. So let's see. Not too much going on this week. A lot of Guardians of the Galaxy news. Not so much news as much as there was a set visit to allow people to go to. There was one weird thing that happened this week. Marvel announced that they were going to be partnering with Archie Comics, who does the Archie comics. It's not their first time because they did do Archie Meets the Punisher.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, they've done it before. It's not like a huge deal they did it, but this time they're going to be releasing monthly digest magazine, or quarterly digest magazine of various properties.
Huh.
Through Archie, as Archie being the publisher, but ownership still being Marvel Comics. This sounds like my suggestion from a few months ago. If we remember what that was, where they should just release them in supermarkets.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of the big things that's holding back.
No one wants to go
at the comic book
to
stores.
a comic book.
Yeah, exactly. It's so.
That's just the Kevin Smith's comic book store.
Well, that's different then.
But that's because I listen to Tell 'em Steve Dave, and they're there.
Let's see. Not a lot of Wonder Woman news coming out soon. Am I the one who finds that weird?
Maybe because last time people got mad at that movie Superman before it came out, so this time they're like, we're just not going to tell you anything.
Well, no, but the thing is, they're still constantly talking about the Batman movie, and we have our newest news about that. We talked last week about how they signed a director to the movie. He dropped out. Matt Reeves has dropped out to direct the Batman.
It sounds like he read the script and was like, no, thank you.
You know what? I'm good, thanks. Also, did we talk about no, I think that this happened after last week's episode. The 3 separate reports came out via Collider and Variety and the Hollywood Reporter saying that Ben Affleck wants out completely of the DC Extended Universe.
He's kind of old.
So I don't know if we recall me talking about the dead on arrival was the word I used to describe after he dropped out of the Batman to direct. I think we can say that safely now.
Started spiraling.
Yeah, it's kind of going downhill. I mean, they lost Fukuhara. Well, no. Okay, let's talk about the misguided production efforts. The only 2 movies that have not had vast changes in their production are Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Because Justice League got influenced by the bad reception of Batman v Superman. And The Flash, first they had Lord and Miller, who are known for the Lego movie and for, what was the other one they did? 21 Jump Street. And now they're going to be doing Han Solo. I think that was more a case of being better dealed. Like, if you had to choose, would you rather direct the Flash movie, or would you rather direct the Han Solo origin movie. I think they're just like, you know what, let's do Han Solo. Call it a
Yeah,
day.
I don't think anyone would, because that's no matter what you do, that's guaranteed
You make a
to
lot of money, and
make money.
like it's very hard to screw that. Um, so that's one thing. Then there is they left. Then they announced that Rick Fukuhara would be directing, and coming with him would be Kiersey Clemens. Um, if we learned one thing about actresses going with to do a movie because of the director, and then the director leaving, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because look what happened to the Thor movies after Patty Jenkins, who is now directing Wonder Woman, got kicked off of those movies. What's her name, Natalie Portman only stayed on to because she was in it, and then they started filming, and he's like, "Oh wait, here's your new director," and he's like, "Wait, what?" So that was a misfire again. Now Fukuhara got kicked off because his vision of the movie didn't match what they were going for, and now we don't have a director for the Flash movie that's coming out in a little over a year. It's coming out next March.
I'll do it.
Like,
just give me like
you're like, fuck it, why not?
a few weeks. I'll show up. Let Kevin Smith do it.
Like I'll just adapt three. I'll adapt 3 episodes of the TV show. Well, no, he could.
Yeah, Kevin.
I think he could do the Flash.
I don't know. That's a lot of responsibility.
Like, I don't think he could do the Batman because, like, Batman is a lot hard. Like, Batman is more like physical choreography. The Flash could only like zip him around and stuff, and you could do entirely CG fight, which is easier than directing a person. Just saying, okay,
I think they would
good.
need really good like second ADs to like help him.
Right. Or they would need another, or you can just do like, just have it be like Lord and Miller, like how it's them, and or the Russos. Just get a second guy to co-direct.
I'll do it.
Like someone who has experience with CG, not you.
I have experience with CG. I can tell when it looks bad.
Well, yeah, and everyone can do that.
I like Jurassic Park a lot.
Speaking of Jurassic Park, I have news for you that you're gonna like.
Oh no.
Character reprising their role. BD Wong is coming back to reprise his role in Jurassic World Volume 2, or Chapter 2.
That just makes sense for how the story should progress.
Yeah.
He actually dies. In the first book, he dies. The raptor slices his stomach open, and he watches his intestines spill out. That's a lot of people died that way in the book.
They just watch themselves die.
Yeah. Also, Ian Malcolm dies in the first book, but then comes back to life in the second book. They don't they make it pretty like he like dies very slowly, like in the movie too, where he gets attacked and then they find him. So in the book that happens, and he's like very slowly dying, and then they think he actually dies, so they just leave him. But then he apparently actually did not die. So it's not like he got his head like ripped off, and then he's like, "Hey guys, I'm back." Or he didn't get no one saw him get eaten by dinosaurs, so that they had an out.
Let's see. We also have a few other things. So Spider-Man: Homecoming coming up. We have Lego sets to reveal part of the plot. If you want to hear this,
this is like what they did with how we knew there would be a dream sequence in Batman v Superman because they released Nightmare in Batman.
Oh, and then like what's it called? Giant Man in Civil War.
Yeah.
So we have
would be the downfall.
We have and they even made fun of it with Deadpool, where it's like they released a picture of a fake Lego set of Deadpool riding a unicorn fighting someone in a hot air balloon. That the balloon was a whale.
Cool. That'd be a hard Lego set because it'd be like curvy.
Yeah. So the first Lego set that was revealed was called ATM Heist Battle, which is probably the one from the trailer of those guys who are stealing from the ATM dressed as the Avengers. Then the second one is possibly the second act fight, which is Beware the Vulture, and and it's a truck with Spider-Man and Iron Man fighting the Vulture.
Cool.
We know Michael Keaton is playing the Vulture, and there's also a fourth character. Like, you know how on Lego boxes they have on the bottom a picture of all the little minifigures that are in it?
Uh-huh.
So there's Spider-Man, there's Iron Man, there's Vulture, and then there's a fourth one that's whited out.
That's interesting.
Like whoever released this picture whited that out, and the person who it is driving the truck too, because that's completely like whited out, like almost like they used like Snapchat to like cross something out in the picture so you couldn't see what it was. So that could be interesting too. We don't know. There could be another character who may, like, it appears to me they'd be reprising their role from a previous movie. Otherwise, it's not a huge reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, we know Shocker's in the movie already. So, like, if it was Shocker, they'd just leave him there. But, like, maybe it's another character we've already seen, but I don't know who that would be. Let's see. We have Robin on TV now.
Yeah, what is he in?
Powerless.
Is it just... Oh, okay.
Alan Tudyk is playing Robin.
Good for him.
In Powerless. Let's see what else we got.
What is that on? What is that?
It's on NBC. It's not in it's not like in the CW ones. It's like Gotham. It's just kind of there.
Isn't it like a comedy or something?
Yeah, it's a workplace comedy about an insurance company that does insurance to superhero fights, like after a superhero fight happens.
That's it.
So like in like the first materials they released, they have like them debating like, does Wonder Woman destroying a car count as an act of God? Because she's technically only a demigod.
I think it's a good. It's at least it's original.
Well, it's original if you forget Damage Control, the Marvel comic from the 80s about a construction worker who just kind of lives in the Marvel universe and cleans up the destruction after a fight.
Okay, well, it's a TV show.
Okay, I will give you that. Here's something you'll like. I know you like this show.
Okay, we'll see.
There's only one condition. So Fox announced after rebooting in the past year X-Files, Prison Break in 24. What about Firefly?
Oh, it would be successful.
Will they bring back Firefly?
I don't think Firefly would be received as well if it didn't get cut short so quickly.
I feel like that too. I feel like it's one of those, like, these other shows like all ran their course and got picked up again because they were so good when they aired. It's like Firefly's like, I think it got more of a following now because of how quickly you can watch it on Netflix.
No, the people that aired it fucked up. They aired it out of order too.
Oh.
So people were very confused about what was going on. So that's why they destroyed it basically. Like the studio fucked them over.
Well, that happened too with Legend of Korra, if you remember.
Yeah, but that was that has a giant. That would, no matter what, that would probably have been like successful.
Well, no, Legend of Korra ended up crashing at the end because the first season comes out in 2012, and they do all 13 episodes or 12 or 13 episodes like in a row, like week, done. Then it's a year and a half before book 2 comes out, and they move the time slot from Saturday morning to Friday night, which was a bad idea all around. Then what they do is then book 2 airs, then they wait another 18 months, then book 3 comes out. Now, it doesn't take 18 months to create a 12-episode animated show, but that's not the point. Book 3 happens, and Nickelodeon of Brazil leaks the first, not the first three episodes 3, 4, and 5 online before the air date.
Cool.
which crashes the ratings because the target audience for Legend of Korra at this point, people who watched Avatar: The Last Airbender back in 2006. So it's all people who know how to watch videos online illegally.
Yeah.
So that's happening. Then what happens is they release the rest of the season, and by the time it gets to the last 3 or 4 episodes, they say, okay, we're only releasing it online, and they're not doing a physical release on TV. Then they wait another 6 months before doing book 4, and they what's it called? That one was just all released online, but like in a week, or like over like 2 weeks, where it's like they did episodes 1 through 4, then 4 through 8, then 8 through 12, or something like that. But like, what happened was they saw after the strong premiere numbers for book 1, they were like, okay, let's order 3 more seasons. And they're like, oh wait, this isn't actually holding on as well as we thought it would, because we kind of killed the hype by waiting so long to release it. Like, they did the same thing with the first Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that came out, because book 2 to 3 had like again an 18-month hiatus. Then it comes back, and rather than releasing them in a regular set schedule, what they would do is they would release it like a week in a row. They would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like they'd wait like a month and then do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's how they released it. Like, it was dumb. They mishandled the series, and they're like, oh well, the ratings are down, so let's not do it more.
Well, yeah, with Firefly also that really shitty movie. So if they do reboot
Serenity
it,
was
they have to ignore the movie. Also, because Alan Tudyk dies in the movie, so
I think what they would do if they were to, it'd be like a strong reboot if they brought it back. It wouldn't be a continuation.
The last episode didn't really end on a cliffhanger, so they could just continue on its way.
Pick it up and ignore Serenity.
Yeah.
Let's see. Logan has put Zack Snyder on suicide watch, according to reviews that are. Have you, besides what I told you, have you seen any of the reviews or?
No, I don't want to be
biased
spoiled.
going into it. Well, no.
Yeah.
I know what sites to go to for a review that's not going to spoil what happens, besides what we already obviously know.
Okay.
Like, obviously,
that's good then.
Like, I've called since this movie was announced and all the marketing around it, they're going to kill Wolverine off at the end. Because this is his last movie. Hugh Jackman said he's never coming back to reprise his role. He's too old for it now. So it's obvious they're going to kill him off at the end of the movie.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, like, none of the reviews have said that, but I'm assuming that. So I read IGN's review, and IGN has always given, I've never seen them give above an 8.5 for a superhero movie, and they always tend to be on the lower end of reviews. And they gave it a 9.7.
That's impressive.
That, like, I've never seen a perfect 10 out of 10 review on anything on there. Be it a TV episode, like, I saw the review of the last episode of Breaking Bad, that didn't get a 10 out of 10. Like, nothing gets a 10 out of 10 on this site. But this got a 9.7. And what it sounds like they're doing is, it's not a X-Men movie. It's a deconstruction of the superhero genre, which is what Batman v Superman prided itself on being, but no one liked that. This one is going to be liked, it seems like, and it's going to be Zack Snyder's going to kill himself. Full prediction of the day. But no,
but at least Zack Snyder isn't as annoying as Max Landis.
Oh, that's one of our new segments, is stupid things Max Landis says.
Because I don't think Zack Snyder is going to go on Twitter and then try to, like, critique Logan in
He's not going to go on and be like, I had a perfect vision for Batman v Superman a year ago, and now exactly. None of you will see it.
Yeah, he would never. I don't think he would do that. But I think it's because even though some people don't really like his movies, Zack Snyder has had a successful career.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand how that happens. Like, you would think after a certain point, people not liking it, he will just stop, like, seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So, let's see. I have something else. So we have Force Fridays happening again. Do you remember that from 2 years ago?
that when all the Star Wars stuff like went on sale?
All the Star Wars
And
toys came
people like
out.
lost
And
their
if
shit.
you think Star Wars is anything deeper than a 2.5 hour long toy commercial, this should be your proof that that is blatantly not the case. Like,
Yeah,
blatantly is
people
the
fucking
case.
love it.
Like, it's a toy commercial. That's all it is. Like, they announced this week that in 7 months you'll be able to buy the toys for the movie that doesn't come out for another 2 months after that.
Cool.
Like, what other series has that? Like, everyone else goes to the licensing expo, shows off these are our new toys. They don't have a press conference, release the box art to the public, and be like, everyone, you can buy your toys on this day. Line up now.
Well, Star Wars is already really good at that, and then now they're Disney, who is also super good at that.
Yeah,
So now
exactly.
they're just a powerhouse.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Disney being good at that, did you know that Fox sold the merchandising rights of the X-Men back to Disney?
That was probably not a good idea.
That was the dumbest thing you could have done. Like, they're just like, you know what? We weren't making any money on it before. We're not gonna make any money on it now. Screw you. No toys. Um, so the box art shows. You remember on previously any toys affiliated with the prequels had um who did they have? Anakin in the top corner. Like you had Anakin's face. Then any
Okay,
toys
I
with
trust
the
you.
original trilogy had Darth Vader in the top left corner.
I
Now,
wasn't I wasn't really into dolls growing up, so I'm not really sure.
well, no, it's not that. Even like the Lego sets had that same like layout
Um,
recently, where anything Star Wars had the same like universal box art. Then when Episode 7 came out, they had Kylo Ren. Then Episode 8, they had not Episode 8, Rogue One. They had the Death Trooper. Now for Episode 8, there are three people. You have Finn, Ray, and blanking on his name, Oscar Isaac.
Poe.
Poe, yes, Poe. Now the thing everyone's concerned about is you don't really see anything new about Finn and Poe because Poe has his helmet on and that's nothing new, and Finn looks exactly the same. Rey is holding a lightsaber. She is still holding Luke's lightsaber.
It is missing
Um,
a leg.
no, you only see like her like face. Um, and her hair has grown out. Is what people are noticing about this. Is that she has longer hair. So
Ooh.
so yeah, that's I guess that they just I guess that means there's gonna be a time jump in the movie.
I
Like
think the movie's gonna start with a time jump where you're
no,
gonna see like,
apparently it's not going to. Apparently it's
ugh.
gonna open right after Episode 7, which is weird because that's never happened in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, there's always jumps.
At least 1 year.
That's because that's the purpose of a title crawl.
Yeah, what are they gonna do for a
Is
title
because
crawl
you
then? Talk about what the
they're just
Empire did.
like previously on Star Wars, and then they're just gonna list like the summary of the last movie, and then here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like
Like
previously, we last left Rey staring too long at Luke Skywalker.
yeah, exactly.
We take you there now.
We take you to your Star Wars movie already in progress. What was the other thing that they did? Oh, we
Or they
also
just they fill in all the plot holes from the Force Awakens
yeah.
in the like be like just like berate people for not reading the books where they randomly fill in plot holes for the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like read
They're
the
just
book.
like if you're a real, which I refuse to do.
What's it called? I read the Tarkin book. The Tarkin book.
That's
Different
because
though.
that's like, yeah, that's not. I'm pissed off at the book versions of the movies that have extra internal dialogue and extra scenes in scenes that we already saw that didn't happen to explain away like problems with the movie.
And they're considered to be a higher
That's
form of canon than the movies.
Yeah, that's what pisses me off the most.
Um. So also one more thing about Star Wars, we have foreign language titles of The Last Jedi, which is episode 8. Um, Here's the thing about foreign languages as opposed to English. In English, The Last Jedi could be plural or singular.
Uh-huh.
Because you could say there's one Last Jedi or there's multiple Last Jedi.
That is very true.
Fortunately, that problem is
In other
resolved in countries that have that need like all of their adjectives to be matching in plural. So Star Wars
Yeah.
España tweeted the title card Star Wars Los Ultimos Jedi.
So that's plural.
So there are multiple Last Jedi. So it looks like my theory is screwed. So that's always fun. Thank you, Spain, for ruining that.
What if it turns into a Highlander spinoff and then two Skywalkers? But there can only be one.
Thank you, Spain, for once again ruining everything.
I had a Spanish wine last night. It was very good. So thank you, Spain.
So Los Ultimos Jedi will be referring to multiple Last Jedi. Now, I think it has nothing to do with Luke Skywalker. I think the two are just going to be Rey and Kylo Ren.
And Finn.
Not Finn.
Yeah.
Why
well,
Finn?
He can survive getting stabbed in the back with a lightsaber, so he probably can do a lot.
He doesn't get stabbed in the back. He gets cut across the back.
Yeah, but his skin blocks the lightsaber, so that's pretty impressive.
Maybe he's just Luke Cage. We didn't know it.
Never happened before. That was racist. I do not appreciate that.
How is it racist? He can survive a lightsaber cut. I think Luke Cage could also do that. Could Luke Cage survive that? You think?
If he wasn't black? Would you say that if he wasn't black?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Luke Cage could survive that? Do I get into this debate now? Also,
I think so because he survives fire and he survives getting stabbed, and that's just what a lightsaber is.
Right, but a lightsaber is a lot hotter than fire.
Yeah, but it's not like he gets sort of burned from fire. He just doesn't get burned at all. So I feel like
that's true.
It would just hit him.
Also, if you punch him, you get your wrist broken. That was from.
That's only if you punch him hard enough.
No. Oh yeah, that's true. Also, James Mangold. I'm trying to get away from the stupid inane conversation we were tracking ourselves onto there. We're trying to prevent ourselves from getting off onto that debate. James Mangold. Do you know who that is?
That sounds familiar, but I do not.
He's a director. He has directed X-Men Origins Wolverine, The Wolverine, and Logan. He said he would be down to direct an X-23 movie to continue his trend of making movies with decreasing length of title. Because
I support it.
Like X-23, I think is the only way you can get shorter than Logan. Because it's, depending on how you look at it, either 3 or 4 characters long when Logan is 5.
He also directed Walk the Line.
Huh. Maybe that's why he picked Hurt by Johnny Cash for the first trailer. That would make sense, actually. To be fair, though, I don't think there's any scenario, if I were directing a trailer, I don't think there's any scenario where I would not put Hurt by Johnny Cash.
What about
the Lego Batman movie?
Yeah, that would be weird.
That would not based on what the movie's about. If you're doing a plot-heavy trailer, you could use it feasibly.
I guess if you want to make anything seem more dramatic, then you could just put that and sad. Yeah. Just put that song behind it.
That would be a good idea. So let's see. So no major trailers. We usually do trailer. We usually break down the major trailers that come out. Nothing major this week. There was another Power Rangers trailer, but I mean, they sold me a ticket. They didn't sell you a ticket. What more can we say about it?
Yeah.
Like, either you're gonna see it or you're not. If you see it, you're just gonna be like, okay. And if you didn't see it, you're gonna be like, why did you waste your money on this movie? Just like Transformers and Fast and Furious. Um, have you noticed that about those movies? Like, that's the epitome of like, why are you liking things that I don't like? Like think about it. Like, if someone goes to see Transformers, why everyone like, why are you watching Transformers? That's stupid. Like, and really, it's only the very vocal crowd, um, about like that very vocal minority that's like, why? Like, you're stupid. Why are you seeing that movie? This is why Trump is president. Because you're seeing this movie. Did you see that trending on Twitter today?
No, this is why Trump is president.
No. What's it
No.
called? Trump happened because of Democrats or something like that is the hashtag. Um, and I want to take a minute to do a PSA about this. If you saw this hashtag and tweeted a picture of Lincoln that says the Democrats hated me too, you are vastly misunderstanding U.S. history.
Yeah.
Are liberals helping Trump is the thing, because let's break down. The Democrats are modern day Republicans, and the Whigs back then were the modern day Democrats.
Well, I would. It depends. It switches a lot.
It's closer, because the modern day Democrats were not at the Democrats back in 1860 were more in line with a conservative government.
Okay, yeah, in 1860, I agree. But in like the beginnings, if I think Republicans are more in line with original Republicans, like
Right,
and then Democrats are more like Federalists. Because
right, but then it swaps.
Yeah, because if you
In
break
the
them
mid
down,
1800s,
all they're about is about bigger federal government or smaller federal government.
Right. And that really, if you think about it, that's all the political factions in the United States ever have always been about.
That's what they should be about, but it's now Republicans are about being assholes, and liberals are about like worrying over things that don't matter and getting annoyed.
Also being assholes.
Yeah.
It's like, which side's the bigger asshole is basically the question that they're both trying to win that fight. But yeah, it comes from a New York Times article. That's what that. Okay. Oh my god. Why am I even looking at this? It's like oh my, I can't. I'm getting pissed off looking at that. We can't do that. Let's see. We can't talk about Max Landis, who is the biggest example of nepotism on the planet. Is there a bigger example of nepotism?
I guess, well, if you nepotism in a term that someone did not deserve it and then get it.
Right, like they got there only because of who they
yeah.
So let's see. This week he tweeted seeing John Wick Chapter 2, which we talked about John Wick 2. Let me pull the tweet up. I'm on his Twitter. Oh my. Okay, I can't look through his Twitter. I'm getting cancer as I do it. Well, I have it on my phone. Let me bring that up. It was a tweet about how John Wick Chapter 2 is not a feminist movie.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was basically what it is. Which, like, okay, that's not the point. The tweet was. I thought I saved it. So I sent it to you. Let me click on it. I should have had this saved. I'm not gonna go through his Twitter.
You don't want to read all his Twitter.
Here it is. No women talk for the first 40 minutes of John Wick 2. Then one takes her clothes off, kills herself, and no women talk again.
What? That's also an asshole thing to tweet because he's kind of spoiling the movie.
It's not really spoiling the movie.
A little
Oh
bit.
wait, it kind of. If you haven't seen the movie, it kind of does.
Yeah, because then you know the first woman that talks is going to kill herself.
Now, I also have something to point out about this. Sign language is language. It has the word language in the name. Just because Ruby Rose doesn't literally open her mouth to speak, she is still articulating, if not just because of her demeanor in the movie and how she is acting. The fact that she's literally using sign language to speak is what's it called? Is doing the exact opposite of what he's saying. So that's problem number one with this. Problem number two. What was another problem? I have another problem with this. Do you have anything to add about this? As that's my major problem. Like
With Max Landis, or just in the addressing his comment?
just in this comment.
Well, that's what you were talking about, where there is a girl in it that's a main like badass character, and there's reasons why she doesn't talk, and that's part of her character.
Right.
It would
Oh
be
yeah,
like,
that was it.
if you watched the old James Bond movies, there's always like a henchman that doesn't talk, like Odd Job never speaks,
Mm-hmm.
and it'd be like saying it's racist. It's racist for another reason, but saying it's racist because they don't let the Asian character talk.
Well, okay. How about this for a better example? In Spectre, Dave Bautista doesn't speak.
Yeah.
That's not like that's like he doesn't speak, and she's playing the same character archetype as like the henchman, like the strong silent henchman character, which has, if I'm correct, never been done by a woman before. Like, and especially a woman who of like what's it called? Ruby Rose is a small person, but she still commands the authority that someone like Oddjob does, or someone like Dave Bautista, or Lockjaw, or a character like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a big deal that she did that, and it's diminishing her. It's not it's okay. It's not as big a deal as I'm making it sound like, but it's a first. And saying, oh, because she doesn't speak, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, that's like, I don't know. Do you want to know what he's done on Twitter for the last like 2 weeks?
Max Land, I'm on his Twitter right now. That's what I've been doing for a little bit. It's like one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Like, he's literally been calling out people individually
for his response. It's like people are telling him why he's wrong for his tweet about John Wick 2, and he's like collecting and compiling all of them.
Oh my god!
If you want to, if you want, like, you have to. This will be a good test to see if you're in a good mind space. Is whenever he's on movie fights, try to listen to the episode without shooting yourself in the head.
Didn't he say Man of Steel was a good movie?
No, that wasn't. It wasn't that. I think he did like. That was one of the arguments. There was one movie, I forget what I want to go back and listen to it, but he said he like sobbed at, and everyone else, it was like super awkward because everyone else was shitting all over the movie, and then he was talking about how beautiful it was, and he cried at it, and then they didn't want to like offend him, so they're just like, yeah, like, good for you. It was so funny.
Yeah, he is.
And then he tweeted all about how he went to a party to try to show people that he's cool, I guess.
And then he tweeted, John Wick 3 should have an all-female, all 10-year-old cast with the exact same directors, crew, and script of John Wick 2.
Because he probably like jerks off to 10-year-olds.
It's like, oh my god, he's literally going. Oh my god, this is just.
And his dad killed people.
Children.
Yeah, with a helicopter.
And it's like, he kills a lot of women. It's like, no, he really doesn't. He killed 2, 3.
One of them he just watched die and then just made sure.
Oh, what's it called? Oh, okay. So you've heard of the Bechdel test, right?
I don't think so.
I think I've explained it to you before. It's
Wait, is that the female thing?
yeah, there are two women in the movie who speak to each other and not about a man. So someone said I only watch movies that fail the Bechdel test. So his response to this tweet was, "This poor dude is robbing himself of aliens." Okay. Furious 7. I wouldn't call that robbing yourself. Independence Day. While a great movie, I could very easily go the rest of my life without seeing it. Titanic. Again, I can live without that one. The Exorcist. Jurassic Park. How does Jurassic Park pass?
I don't understand how a lot of those movies pass.
Jurassic Park doesn't have two women in it.
I guess they're talking about Ellie Sattler talking to the girl.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, there are two. Yeah, okay. I guess that would pass. And the Harry Potter movies. If you unironically think in the year 2017 that the Harry Potter movies are anything more than cash-ins on a book series that are moderately good book adaptations, then you're kidding yourself. You're not robbing yourself by not watching the Harry Potter movies, because you can very easily live without seeing those in the grand scope of what cinema is. Like, all of these movies you can live without seeing if you want to get a full understanding of where movies have gone. Except I'll give you Jurassic Park is one that you're actually robbing yourself.
It's because everything about it is perfect.
Oh my. He's literally going through every single tweet and replying to them. He's worse than J.K. Rowling, because at least J.K. Rowling got money from someone other than her dad.
And at least she makes funny comments sometimes.
True.
And she yelled at Piers Morgan and told him to go fuck himself. So I always support that.
Oh yeah, and the ladies on the switchboards and the telephones.
What?
Yeah. They all talk, and they do talk. This movie does pass the Bechdel test. Because it may not be a whole conversation, but they do exchange dialogue that is not about a man.
What's about killing John Wick?
No. Before that, they're not talking about John Wick. They're talking about processing the order.
Oh, okay.
So, in the rules of technicality, which this whole stupid thing is, this movie does in fact pass this stupid test. It has no bearing on anything. Why are we even arguing over this?
This is what Max Landis does to us.
What else was there? What was it? With John Wick 2, there was something else I wanted to say. Oh, I found a plot hole in between John Wick 1 and John Wick 2.
What?
Okay, spoilers if you haven't seen John Wick 2 yet, but at this point, if you haven't seen it, then, like, you probably don't want to see it. So in John Wick 2, they make a big deal about you can't conduct business on the grounds of the Continental.
Yes.
He fights someone on the grounds of the Continental in John Wick.
But that's because they attack him. And then they end up getting killed by the hotel people.
Oh yeah.
Because she's the one that breaks through. You can defend yourself, but you can't be the initiator. Because they say that's a rule in the first movie, too.
He also tweeted, "It just occurred to me they literally made a Star Wars movie called Rogue One that was not about Rogue Squadron, and I got really mad."
Oh my god. Cool.
Rogue Squadron is not that good.
I don't even remember what that is.
The video game.
I figured that.
Oh my god. Okay, I have to get off his Twitter because I'm just sitting here muttering, "Oh my god." Okay, let's move on to this week's movie. We actually decided to add on one other movie this week. because it came out on DVD. Um, so on top of Jerry Maguire, which we were going to talk about anyway, we also have Arrival. So let's see. Let's do Jerry Maguire first, because we can probably get that one out of the way quick. Jerry Maguire is a romance movie.
It's a rom-com.
Yeah.
That it seemed like there's a lot of sports in it to trick guys into watching it. But
yes,
then there's not really a lot of sports in it.
Yeah, that's literally what happened.
It's like one of the smartest marketed movies ever made.
Yeah. And it actually won a lot of Academy Awards, too. Or was nominated for.
It's fine.
Let me grab my copy right here. 5 Academy Award nominations came out in 1996, including Best Picture and Best Actor. But Cuba Gooding Jr. won Best Supporting Actor that year.
I support that. I would not have supported that movie won Best Picture.
Well, what was it up against? 1996.
I don't know. Probably something better.
This movie's not that bad. You're making it sound like this movie's an awful piece of garbage. It's not that bad.
Okay.
Braveheart
won, so it deserves. Braveheart's definitely a better movie than this movie.
1990s. Yeah, Braveheart. Okay, yeah, Braveheart. I'm not saying it should. I'm not saying it should have won Best Picture. I'm just saying that we shouldn't write it off completely. Okay, no, it did not. No, okay. Here were the nominees. It was up against. The English Patient, which ended up winning. Shine, Fargo, and Secrets and Lies. For the competition.
Wait, for what?
For Best Picture.
But I just Googled 1996 Best Picture and then Braveheart came up.
I'm on 1996 Best Picture and on Box Office Mojo, and it says Jerry Maguire, The English Patient, Shine, Fargo, and Secrets and Lies. Let me check if we can check this.
I must be looking at...
You're looking at the 68th. We have to look at the 69th Academy Awards.
Oh, okay.
At the 69 Academy Awards.
Nice. Up top.
The English Patient did win over Fargo, Jerry Maguire, Secrets and Lies, and Shine. So, like, here's the thing. I haven't heard of any of these movies besides Fargo.
The English Patient's the one with the Nazi, I think.
Ralph Fiennes is in it, and Willem Dafoe. In the final days of the Italian campaign of World War II. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. That is what it is. And then I don't know if Cuba Gooding Jr. should have beat William H. Macy. Or Edward Norton from Primal Fear. That was a great movie.
I have not seen it.
Primal Fear is a great movie. Yeah, so I mean the movie is really good. Like I don't know what else you want me to say. Like if you're looking for a rom-com that you're gonna actually like somewhat like, rather than if you have to like at this point we're after Valentine's Day, but if you have to sit through one, I would say the one that I would rather sit through would be this or Titanic.
I like Titanic better.
Also, this year is also the same year The Crucible came out.
That's a good movie too. I like Titanic better because I like watching poor peasants die.
Okay, that's something.
No poor people die in Jerry Maguire, so it's not my kind of movie.
It was also nominated for Best Original Screenplay, but it lost to Fargo, which was the Coen brothers.
I think that's just
as usual.
Deserved. Fargo's a very good movie.
Yeah. One more thing I want to check with this. Oh, you know what movie won Best Visual Effects that year?
Fargo.
No.
What?
Independence Day.
Cool.
We can now say Academy Award winner Roland Emmerich.
once again, deservedly.
Well, no, that movie did deserve it. It was up against Twister and Dragonheart, though, so I'm not entirely sure that was a.
Twister is awesome. In Twister, the tornado growls at one part.
Was there no Best Animated Picture yet?
No, because Shrek was the first one to win that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Best Animated Picture. Oh no, Best Animated Short.
Yeah, that's like the boring ones.
Yeah. Was Shrek the first to win that?
I'm pretty sure it was.
I thought they created that in like '93 after Toy Story 2 or Toy Story.
Pretty sure it was invented.
Okay, let's what would you rate this movie?
Shrek, 2001. Wait, do you want to know? Guess what is nominated for the first Best Animated Picture with Shrek?
Okay, this is what, 2000?
Yeah.
Shrek. What was the Pixar movie? A Bug's Life. And
Nope.
Small Soldiers? No, it wasn't animated.
Nope.
Oh no, what?
Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius.
Okay.
And Monsters, Inc.
I must have been a weak year.
And then the next year, Spirited Away won.
Oh no, 2001 was the first year they offered that.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, Shrek did Spirited Away, then Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles. Wallace and Gromit is really good, and that doesn't get enough credit, I don't think.
That is a good movie.
I think Zootopia is going to win this year for that, though. We're getting way off topic, though.
Back to Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, what would you give Jerry Maguire? Yes, out of 10.
I was not going to say it. I was going to be like, this time I'm not going to say it. You ruined it. A 6.5.
I'd give it a 7.5.
It's like fine, but it doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah. So, you want to intro Arrival?
Okay. I think Arrival, I'm going to preface this, might be my favorite. I think it's my of the Best Picture nominees, even though I've only seen like 2 of them. It's my favorite. It might be my favorite movie of last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's directed by Denis Villeneuve. I think that's how you say his name. I think we changed it. I change it every time. It's not that. I know it's not that. I know his first name is Denis because I think he's French or French Canadian. Okay, so it's about aliens arrive in these pods or giant pods, and then it's Amy Adams is a linguist at maybe the University of Washington because it looked kind of like University of Washington. I'm not sure.
It was in Montana, so no.
No, but was she in Montana?
Mm-hmm. If you could see the thing from her university.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, I'm less. I respect her a little bit less now. So these pods arrive. Then she's a somewhat famous linguist. So then, and she had I like how because I was confused about how she got recruited.
Mm-hmm.
Like before I saw the movie, because it's like, why did they care? But she still had. She helped the government with something else, so she still had top secret clearance, so they could easily get her in. So that was how she got in to like see the aliens.
Right.
And then they also have a theoretical physicist come help her, which I liked. Jeremy Renner was really good in this too, because I didn't know what
for a change.
Mm-hmm. Because I just saw him on the cover, so I just assumed he was going to be an army person.
Yeah,
because that's what he does. So it was cool seeing him in a different role.
It was good to see him in a movie where he's speaking more than 3 lines.
Yeah. And so then, shit happens, and there's 12 of them ships all over the world, and it does a cool job, I think, showing what could happen, where the armies all take over of what's like what they should do, and then each country reacts differently, and then they all get pissy with each other and try to do it their own way, and then people start fighting, and then white trash hillbillies in the army try to ruin everything.
What else?
But I think they die, so that part was good. And it's also really cool because you get to see the aliens pretty fast, and like them trying to communicate with them, and it goes into like language. Can we ruin a twist or like say the twist? Okay, so if you've never seen a movie by Denis Villeneuve before, all of his movies have a twist in them at some point, but he should be celebrated for his twists because he doesn't decide a twist and then build a movie around it like M. Night Shyamalan does. It's just a natural progression that like happens, and it's always amazing. And it's just he's a very good storyteller. And in this movie, as you watched, the movie starts with the main character's daughter dying, and then as you go through the movie, she like starts figuring stuff out, and it appears that she's figuring things out using her daughter's flashbacks of her talking to her daughter about language. And then at first that part annoyed me because I was like, this is really cheesy. But then you find out those are actually the future, because if you understand the alien's language, it has no time like structure, like how we use sentences. It just contains the entire meaning within the symbol. So once you can fully understand their language, like time opens to you, and then you can like see what's going to happen in the future, and then that's how she like stops the Chinese from blowing up or trying to destroy the ships. Because that part was really suspenseful when she has to call the Chinese general, and then she's like having that scene with him. That's when I think everything comes together. When I think the twist is fully revealed, I guess. When she can see the future is when she's at that like meeting at the end. Okay, because actually at that part I got really confused because I thought it's like a scene where everyone's evacuating and the Chinese are about to shoot the ships and they're afraid of retaliation. So then she's about to run out to go talk to the aliens again or something, and then it cuts to them at a meeting with all the countries and everyone's happy and like praising her, and like I think she like had a book out about it, and I was like, wait, did they just like skip the entire end of the movie and jump to like everyone's happy now? And I was like really pissed off, and then I was like, wait a minute, something else is happening. And I was like, oh, he got me again. And then you find out that she's actually going to marry Jeremy Renner and have a child with him, but knows the child's going to die, and it tells him for some reason he doesn't like hearing that his child's going to die.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh hey, BT Dubs.
And it also makes sense because I remember when we first talked about this movie, I looked up. It's based off a short story called "Story of Your Life," and I remember we were both really confused, and I was like, "I'm having it and call it that because that sounds really stupid." And now that makes so much more sense. Like, it clicks. Perfect. It actually almost ruins the spoiler or like the twist if you call it "Story of Your Life."
That's true. Yeah,
that'd be cool because like everything comes together. The music in this movie is also amazing.
Yeah, that's
because it's
soundtrack.
These like crazy dissonant chords blasting like throughout the movie, and then at the end where everything comes together, you actually get real like orchestra playing in the background, and it's like very nice music. So the music like represents the scene very well without being too distracting. I think it also has one of the best uses of fuck ever in a PG-13 movie.
When was that?
It's when the first time they enter the spaceship and they find out the gravity is like switches in the middle of the spaceship.
Oh yeah.
And then Jeremy Renner is just like, holy fuck.
Yeah, I thought this movie was very good as well. Like you said, the twist. He always does a very good job with keeping a twist under wraps.
Yeah, but then when it happens, it's not like in the worst thing with M. Night Shyamalan probably is Devil, where they're with Satan in an elevator, and then just randomly one person is the devil. Like there's like no lead up to it. Like this, there's evidence of the twist the entire movie,
Right.
and like with all his movies, you can figure it out.
That's a good. That's
like,
how you can tell if the twist is being good or not. If you can, if someone can figure it out before you get to it, and if you watch the movie again, you see evidence of it leading up to it. You're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the when you know the short story came out in 1998.
They come out like 2000.
1998.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, it came out around that.
Well, that's what I wanted to say. The reason why they having the understanding of their language see through time like that is because they explain it in the movie as when you write, writing has an intrinsic element of time to it because you're writing one way or the other, and as you write, you figure out what you're going to say. The way they do it, because it's a circle, and it all gets written at once, it shows that you need to know what you're going to say before you say it.
Yeah, that's what they sort of talk about that with the hand thing, where it's like one hand to the other or two hands going at the same time, so you know where they're going to come together.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how they explain the circle part. I know in the short story I looked it up. It's like there's a theory, I forget what it's called, but it's that your mind is limited by your language. So that's if you learn to speak that language that's not like hindered by time, then you'd be able to expand your cognition to like,
right. And then it's like
understand time.
At one point, she says to what's his name, Jeremy Renner, like, if you learn a language well enough, you'll eventually be able to rewire your brain to think that way.
Yeah, and then when she has that dream, where she starts dreaming with the language too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this movie is very.
So that's
well
like her.
Um,
yeah, it's not your normal alien movie. I also like everyone's trying to figure out all these theories behind what the aliens are trying to do and like why did they land where they landed, because they landed in the middle of nowhere in Montana, so it's like go ahead, like blow it up.
Have fun. You may kill a person.
Yeah, like
maybe.
2 people. Yeah, and then but then they landed over a city and they landed over the sea, so it's like. But then
wherever.
they don't actually. Yeah, they're like giant squids too, which is kind of cool.
No, a squid has 6 lives.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, they're called heptapods. That's the name they give them.
Because they have 7 lives, as opposed to an octopus that has 8 lives.
Yes. Yes. Sorry.
You are all
welcome. They're
a little less.
But they look like big squids.
Yes.
Because they have big heads.
Yeah.
And they have like psychic powers.
Yeah, I think what's it called? So
there's a lot of 2001. There's like a really big 2001 throwback. Because there's a scene in 2001 when they first find the monolith on the moon, and it's all of them standing around the monolith wearing their orange spacesuits. And then when they first go into the spaceship, that like it looks exactly like that scene with all the equipment set up and them standing around the glass. I was like, whoa! Like it was perfect. And their suits are all orange. Like it's definitely, I think that's definitely like
it's meant to be a
throwback to yeah.
Or an not
really
Easter
cool.
egg, a reference to
to other science fiction movies.
Exactly. Let's see. So how would you rate this?
I feel like I don't know. I loved it so much when I watched it, and I feel like biased towards it. So I'm gonna go with 9.5.
I was gonna say 9.5 too. Like it was that good.
I really love this movie. Because I love it. Just like has everything I like about it, where it's like science-y and aliens and like cool shit.
And it wasn't like science fiction horror or like a soft science fiction like Star Wars.
It was like a very realist science fiction movie for me, my
as they call it.
Yeah, for my interpretation. I'm sure in a week, Neil deGrasse Tyson is gonna make a YouTube video about why Arrival is not real.
Yeah, exactly.
So can't wait for that.
I saw another movie this week that I may like to venture a few thoughts onto.
What was it?
It's I'm gonna give this an unpopular rating compared to everyone who seems to fucking love this movie. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. Um,
Was it La La Land?
yes, it was La La Land.
Once you said that, you said unpopular rating, and you still gave it an 8.5. I was like, it's probably La La Land.
Um, Now here's my number one problem with this movie. By the way, do you know we were talking before about the Academy Awards from '96, and that was the what was it? That was it aired in '97, so that was the 69th. This year's the 89th. And it didn't quite hit me that it's been 20 years since 1997 until I saw that.
Oh. I always think of 20 years ago as the 80s, and I'm like, oh wait, we're in like a brand new I've lived through like
We're almost on to another
decades.
decade.
Yeah.
So, by the way, I did make a mistake when we were talking about the Academy Award nomination. I did say that Audition, was I thought Audition was a different song. Audition is the last song in the movie. Now, this movie, I left the theater and then for the entire rest of the day was conflicted about the ending of it. I'm not going to spoil the ending because you haven't seen it.
I know what happens. I didn't know what happens. I've heard a lot of hated reviews for this movie now. I feel like that's a new thing to do now is hate La La Land.
Well, that's what happens. Is after everyone loves it and it's like and it's doing great, like, well, you know what? I hated it before everyone else loved it, and it's like, okay.
I heard people. I don't know, the reasons I heard were pretty valid. Where, like one white guy saves jazz apparently.
Yeah, well, that's the least.
And it explains to her what jazz is.
And he really doesn't save jazz either. Like, it's not like he goes on his own. It's like John Legend saves jazz in this movie. Like, let's be honest for a second. It's not Ryan Gosling. It's John Legend who does it.
And then isn't she like a backup for John Legend or something?
No, she is
an actress.
Emma Stone wants to be an actress.
Okay. And then Ryan Gosling's a musician?
Yeah, he's a musician who wants to eventually own his own jazz club.
I'm sure that will survive.
Yeah, exactly. So, the end of the movie, I'll spoil it as long as Peter already knows what happens.
Yeah, I already know what happens.
The movie ends with her. It's like 5 years later. We see her life. She's married to someone else. She's got a kid, and she goes she's going to a party or a premiere of a movie, and then decides like halfway there not to go, and she ends up stumbling upon Sebastian's or Ryan Gosling's his jazz club, which is named for which is named and has the same logo that she designed for him, like way back in the middle of the movie. So she goes in and she sees him playing the piano, and he plays the song that like they constantly play through the entire movie because it's their like theme. But the significance of it is it's the song that he plays when they first meet in the jazz club the first time. And okay. You see an alternate series of events where everything goes right. But then the question I have is, okay, so I think the ending we got where she ends up with someone else, he ends up with the jazz club, that's the best all-around ending that could have happened.
Because that happened in 500 Days of Summer also, that thing.
Well, here's my thing with this ending. In the alternate series of events, we see that like everything goes great for Mia, and she also ends up with Ryan Gosling, who ends up not owning his own jazz club, and is like, we don't really see what happens to him, but he doesn't get what he wants. She gets entirely what she wants out of it. She gets him, she gets the career, all of that. When in reality, if the only thing that like didn't happen and everyone else got what they wanted anyway was they just didn't end up together, I think that's that's better for everyone involved.
But also, if she was a successful actress, she probably could just start a jazz club.
Well, she was. She ended up. The end of the movie is like she leaves him because he doesn't go to her play, and she goes. No, she leaves him, and then he's like moping at home, and he gets a call from a casting agent who's looking for her. So he drives back to wherever she's from in the Midwest, Not the Midwest. It's like Nevada or something like that. And he drives back to her and gets her to come for the audition. And then they go to the audition, and she gets the part in the movie, which is a movie based entirely around whatever she wants. So, and that's when that's the song that got nominated, Audition. That's the song that she sings in that. Which, for the record, after seeing that, after seeing this movie, I want to change a few of my selections. I'm not gonna do it though, because I honestly think that because of how well she sings in the in that last song, I think she has an actual chance of winning Best Actress, Emma Stone. Which would actually, if she wins that and Andrew Garfield wins Best Actor, the me me 5 years ago would be like, what the hell is going on? So that was one thing, and I also think How Far I'll Go from Moana is gonna end up winning, because there are 3 versions of City of Stars in this movie, and Audition is good, but I think for Best Original Song, you need to do a song that's not intrinsically bound to the plot of the movie.
I get annoyed when it's just like a random song that's in the movie, like what one the Justin Timberlake song, that
the one from Trolls, Can't Stop the Feeling.
Yeah, because that's just a random pop song that happened to be in the movie.
Right, and that's also why that song from Zootopia,
yeah,
the Shakira song from Zootopia, didn't get nominated. But what's it called? Like, the reason why they had to, I would have nominated How Far I'll Go over like Shiny or that other song, You're Welcome, is because both of those are more like, they're more set to the plot in the movie. They're a very plot heavy song. While City of Stars isn't. It's like they play it multiple times in it, and they sing it, because it basically fits almost every scenario in the first 3/4 of the movie. Audition is too based in the plot. I think there's too much.
I think Skyfall is the perfect mix. That's what I'm happy it won.
Well, Skyfall is different. Like, Skyfall isn't like it but the thing is, like, you can do the rest of the movie without that song. But that should basically be the rule of thumb for this. If that song was removed from the movie, would the rest of the movie still function?
I don't know. I disagree, because I feel like then you're just writing a random song that happens to be attached to the movie. Like, I think it should have to be important to the plot.
Well, look at the other Disney songs that have won. What was the first one? Friend Like Me, which you can remove. It's a good song, but you can remove it. Like, it's good in the movie, but you can still play it on the radio. Oh no, it wasn't Friend Like Me. It was Whole New World. Was the one that won in '92. Beauty and the Beast. That's kind of based in it. Can You Feel the Love Tonight from The Lion King. Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas. The greatest song, My Heart Will Go On from Titanic. You'll Be in My Heart from Tarzan. If I Didn't Have You from Monsters, Inc. Lose Yourself from 8 Mile. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, all of these songs aren't necessarily a mandatory part of these movies.
But it's an important part of the movie going on. It's not like the ending credit song.
Right, like, it's not like Yellow Flicker Beat or something like that, where it's like, it's there, but how am I trying to, I have a thought, but I'm trying to figure out how to articulate it properly. Like Let It Go. Okay, that one was in 2013. Look at the other nominees. Ordinary Love from Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. The Moon Song from Her. Happy for Despicable Me 2, and Let It Go. The song Let It Go is still like an important part of the movie, but you don't, like, it can also stand alone as a song.
Mm-hmm.
But like, where you don't need to have seen the movie to understand the song, what the song's trying to say. Like, if you did like You're Welcome, there's too many references to the characters in that song.
I do love You're Welcome. That's my favorite.
It's a good song, but there's too many references to the other characters in the song.
I need to watch Moana because it's Lin-Manuel Miranda, so I'll probably like it.
Right. And then, but I still think. Did I say City of Stars was gonna win? I think I did. I'll stick with City of Stars. But yeah. So we're running overtime right now.
Oh.
I have the I have the timer going. We're at 1 hour 15.
That's fine.
So yeah. So let me.
Wait. I have one more. I've started listening to a new podcast that's very good.
Go ahead.
It's brand new. It's called. I forget. I don't want to say the words out of order, so let me just make sure it's right. It is called Missing Richard Simmons. And apparently, Richard Simmons has not been in public for over 3 years.
It's like Richard Simmons missing.
And no, they know he's in his house because he like tweets every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But like no one's actually seen him for years. So it's this guy that was like his friend that used to go to his exercise classes, and he's like investigating what happened to him. And it's the only one episode's been out yet, but it's really good because you get to get a good background of Richard Simmons and like who he is, and he was one of the most like transparent celebrities in all of Hollywood. Like he loved coming out and talking to the tour buses that would go by his house, and like loved taking pictures of people. And he still ran his own exercise studio in Hollywood, and it was like $10 a class, and he would just like do his thing.
Yeah, didn't he like end up just like stop like?
Yeah, just one day he stopped showing up, and then like no one knows why, and like this guy's trying to figure out what's going on. It's really cool because it's like you get that true crime vibe from it, but it's like not as serious. But it's so funny. Like they have an interview with him right before he disappeared, talking about the only time he sees people is like when he goes to his exercise classes, and he's not been over to another person's house in over 7 years.
Okay,
he's like actually a very big recluse.
All right, so I got our page. I found where I had online all of our upcoming movies, so I don't have to worry about finding the file on my hard drive. So, let's see. I'm gonna reorganize this a little bit.
Okay.
So we have time to cover everything. So next week, instead of doing Paranormal Activity and all that, it's gonna be next week is the week of the Oscars. I don't think we should on the day of Oscar night. I have a weird feeling we shouldn't be doing Paranormal Activity. Like, do you get that same vibe that I do? Like,
I don't know. Whatever the schedule is.
I think we should move it though. So that's more of a Halloween movie anyway. So we've already done Spotlight, which was last year's winner. We've already done Birdman. That was our second episode ever. Was Birdman. So let's see. Do you want to do The Hurt Locker?
Okay, that's fine.
First woman to ever win an Academy Award for Best Picture or in Best Director was Catherine Bigelow.
Crazy.
We'll be doing The Hurt Locker. Actually, we can do like Lightning Round. We could do like The Hurt Locker. We could do No Country for Old Men, The Departed. Like those late 2000s, those 3 late 2000s. We've already seen all of those. We don't have to worry about it. Then we have The Wolverine, which was the 2013 one, not X-Men Origins. Then Godzilla. Then Braveheart. Who picked Braveheart, by the way, that week?
Probably me.
That's on the week of St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, well, it's just about Scotland, so there's nothing.
Yeah, close
to do
enough.
with it.
Yeah, they're all the same. Okay, so we have to move The Departed then. We'll change The Departed to Beauty and the Beast. How does that sound?
Okay.
Because we can do that the same week Beauty and the Beast, the live action one opens. And then the 30th, we'll cut Magic Mike XL, and do Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Cool.
That way we can get some ratings based on people searching for the Power Rangers movie. reviews. Just do review Power
So,
Rangers and see if people don't understand that we're not doing the one that just came.
that'll be a you heavy episode because I never liked Power Rangers.
Yeah, the movie's not great either. The CG has not aged. There is CG in the movie, and that's it's not good. The movie came out in '94. I don't know what you expect though. So with that, next week we will be back with The Departed. Let me write these down. The Departed, No Country for Old Men, and The Hurt Locker. And then we will be doing our next Beware of Spoilers is Logan, and that's going to be the first week of March. So yeah, we'll be back with that in the next few weeks.
Goodbye.